We made a bullet hell in 3 hours. The timer started and I began working on the player character. We decided on a top-down perspective and I was not about to animate 8-direction player movement, so instead, ball. I turned it into an orange and then Unity broke, and while I tried to fix that,
I made the player. For this, it's pretty straightforward. Make a sprite, give it a collider, teach it to obey.
It's only 15 minutes in, we're cooking.
Dang, we can make 2 games in this time.
That's what I'm saying.
knives, falling knives, spinning knives, super fast knives, and machines that come out of the ground and shoot more knives. For a background, I drew brown lines and then scribbled all over, at which point Unity started breaking again, so...
Alright, so at the core, all 4 attacks are exactly identical. They get a start function, they get an end function, and they get just as much intelligence as an actual knife needs to do some damage, which is, if can hurt, do. The spawn director will be a little more complex. That keeps things at a playable but increasingly crazy level. There's credits and waves and some kind of difficulty curve, I think. Chat, help. Right, so each attack costs a certain number of credits. There's a wave of attacks every 2 seconds, and as time goes on, the director gets more credits to spend each wave, so you get more attacks more frequently, until you inevitably get sliced.
At which point, you'd go to a new scene where I made a death screen and retry button. I also cleaned up some animations and then added UI for the health system.
And for some reason, the version control stopped working. Reddit to the rescue once again. Then I ripped some camera effects from another game we made, which added a lot of both atmosphere and time.
I pulled the changes and...
What is happening?
I don't take damage from the normal knives.
Yeah, apparently you don't anymore.
Thankfully, that's not my job to fix.
I made a shader for dashing with a little bit of help, and then put together and recorded sound effects and music.
Oh, I have an idea. U-I-F-R-U-I-D.
And then we kind of had a functioning game. I struggled to make some health pickups, a little bit more than I planned on, and at this point, we were well over our time limit.
How are you feeling?
Very tired.
But we couldn't catch a break because...
What is happening?
What did you do?
I pulled your changes.
Everything's pretty much done, but it still played like crap. So we tweaked a bunch of numbers.
fixed some final bugs, and then bam, finished game in only 6 hours and some change. We might have gone a little outside of our original time limit. However, if you ignore that,